me and Storm and you guys, we're gonna hang out. I have come up with a list for you guys for like top 10 or 11 items that you probably forgot as a dog owner.
Try to find my way. Take me by the hand and let's go find our own space. Somewhere in between you and me. It's a piece of magic that we need to release. Ooh, and now you're looking for a good time. I think you should take a chance with me. And do you wanna get the mood right? I think you should take a chance with me. Cause I've been on my way. I've been on my way for a long, long time. You've been on your way. You've been on your way here for all your life.
Whether you got a puppy or an older dog, a shelter dog, a dog from a breeder, it doesn't really matter. It's just some essential items I think that may help you out as a dog owner. So let's jump into it. My number one thing that most people probably don't have and forget about is a tape measure. And as like by tape measure, I don't mean like one of the ones that come out of the tape, like an actual tape measure. Although one of those won't hurt either. If you have one, fine, use whatever you have. But one of these ones that are just you get at the hardware store, they're free, or you can order one on Amazon. Storm, stay away from the camera, mama doggin'. Come on, up. What this is gonna do is gonna save you money. Well, not really money, because you can always exchange things and get different sizes, but it's just a little bit of a hassle to do that. So when you're able to measure your dog's width and neck size, it's just a lot easier to order stuff, especially on the internet. I don't really get stuff for her at the dog store. I think pet store stuff is kind of chintzy and cheap. A lot of the stuff I get is either from like Canine Elite or this new place that I found called Wolfgang Man and Beast. This is a really nice collar that I really like on her. Good girl. Good girl, come on. Up here, up here, up here. So yeah, a lot of times you're gonna have to measure the dog's neck size or their torso around the chest or underneath, and you're gonna have to see for harnesses, for collars, for all kinds of stuff like that. And without that, it just makes it a pain in the butt. You're gonna go to the store, you're gonna get one. Oh, this looks okay, especially if you don't have the dog, and then you got to go back and exchange it. It's just gonna save you a little bit of time, and I think it's just good to have overall anyway. As far as like if you're gonna track your dog's weight and diet and size and all that stuff, so the tape measure really comes in handy. Next is definitely a toothbrush. I know people don't brush their dog's teeth. They don't even think about it, most people. I do it about once a month, give or take. I don't do it every single month. Sometimes I forget, but that's better than most people are doing, right? I know there's gonna be the keyboard words, I do it 3 times a week. I don't think you're even supposed to do it that much, but honestly, guys, I do it once a month. I groom my own dog. I wash her, I cut her nails, I do her ears, and I brush her teeth once a month. Usually at the end of the month, So that's just what I do. Which brings me to the next thing, actual ear cleaner. If you have a blue nose pit bull, you are going to figure out fast that they get this nastiness in their ear. Most dogs get this if you don't clean their ear. Honestly, it doesn't really matter the breed. Is a blue nose a breed? Anyway, Storm's ears get gooked up with some nasty redness and stuff. You got to take it out of there. It's pretty easy. You just dump it in their ear, not a whole lot, and just rub it at the base. And if it's really bad, you're going to get a cotton ball and get in there. Do this at an early age because the dog will get used to it. Keep treats, make it fun, kind of keep it, don't make it like it's a punishment, like get over here and strangle the dog to get in a headlock. Just kind of make it fun. If they're not buying it, then, let them relax and do their thing. Kind of introduce it slowly. Let them sniff the bottle. Come here, Storm. Come here. Look. Just let her sniff it, check it out. That's all you're going to do, guys. You're not just going to go, come here, and dump it in their ear, So ear cleaner, it's if you take care of your dog's teeth and ears, and you wash your dog, cut their nails, you're gonna save yourself money. Going to the groomers, that can get expensive. cotton balls are just one of those things I'm gonna just throw in there with it, with the ear cleaner. Cotton balls are good for especially dogs' ears. Hers are looking really good. A good way to tell for dogs' ears. Come here. Up, up. Come on, up. She wants to flat. Up. So a good way to tell is if they're scratching their ears a lot, guys, or you know, you can definitely tell by that, or there's a lot of redness around this area right here. Come here. A lot of redness around. She's not buying it. But yeah, check for that redness around. Check for the redness all around that area. Okay, good girl. You'll see it, they'll be bothered, and it'll smell. So ear cleaner's a good thing to get. I don't want to get too much into like the regular basis things, but honestly, get some nail cutters. They have all these different ones now that are like a Dremel. You know, you put the dog's nail into it and it grinds. I don't know, just old school. Grab the dog's paw and just snip away. A lot of dogs don't like it. She does not like it, but you know, keep it fun. You know, introduce it slowly. Let her sniff it and all that stuff, and you'll be fine. Come on, stop. Storm, get out of there. Up here, up. Hey. Sits, plats. Good girl. Alright, so the next thing is a Tupperware container for your treats and food. What that's going to do is the obvious, right? It's going to keep it fresh. It's going to keep it from rodents getting in there if you have a problem with rodents or ants or anything like that, or bugs. I keep Tupperware containers. I keep one for the treats, one for the food. Real simple. I dump the bag of food in there, and that's it. So the next thing is, don't buy these dollar store poop bags. I have these just in case I ever run out. They're just always somewhere. But the good ones to get are these Go Green ones. They're biodegradable. They smell good. You can get this box from Amazon of 250. I think it was like 12 bucks or something. And they're really good. They're nice and thick. The last thing you want to do is to be walking your dog and have to pick up poop, and you grab it and the bag rips, or it's too small because, you know, maybe it's a big dog. But things like that can get annoying. So this next thing is pretty cool. I'm going to throw this in there with the regular water bowl. So first I'm going to talk about that. Get a water bowl and dish and food dish that's up a little bit higher than the ones that just go on the floor. This is going to prevent your dog from getting neck injuries and having to go down and eat like that. If it's up higher, you know, your dog will live a longer, happy life. If you're just keeping that food, just there's little things like that can, you know, help your dog with hip problems, with neck problems, with all kinds of different stuff. So keep that stuff up off the ground. Plus it's easier to clean. If your dog's bowl and food dish are on the ground, it makes it a little bit more, it gets dirty, I think, in my opinion. So just when it's up in the air, it just makes it cleaner. You can clean underneath and stuff, and just makes it easier. So thing that I'm going to recommend though is a travel bowl. This thing unfolds. It's from One Tigris, and it just folds into a dog bowl. You can put it on the back of a backpack. It's got Molly straps, and it just unfolds into a water dish and a food dish, and it works really good. And I use this thing a lot when we're going on like long walks or into the park or anything really. So this one is from One Tigris. I know there's other ones. I like this one. It's kind of like tactical dog bowl or whatever, so it's pretty cool. I don't feel like going to get this thing outside, but one thing you're going to want to definitely get 100% is a metal dog poop picker-upper. The plastic ones that you get, or you see like Walmart or like the junky plastic ones, avoid those at all costs. You're not going to be able to rake if you have high grass or any good grass at all. It just makes it hard to rake the poop up through. I know it's kind of gross sounding, but honestly, guys, get the metal ones. They last longer. They're very well made, and they rake through the grass. You know, they don't like bend and break and all that other crap. So, get it? Alright, so metal poop thing. Cool. One thing is definitely I'm going to recommend for you guys to get is a half decent flashlight. The one that I use is an Olight 1.3 EOS. Alright, it's just a simple flashlight. It's a AAA battery. You know, this is for walking a dog at night. You can clip it on your hat if you need to. It has a way to do that, and it's just a good accessory for walking your dog at night. I didn't put this on the list, but I do want to talk about it real quick. You should, I think if you want to get one of these things, this is like a poop bag holder for the dog leash. This is also by One Tigris, same thing that the Dog Bowl company is. And the thing I like about this one is it's, you know, foldable like that. I have a different one too that you can put on like this. You can just kind of put it on there, and they're just, I don't like the plastic ones. It's up to you if you like them, but these are good for the poop bags that you can hold so you don't forget. I always keep them in her leash, like ready to go. Alright, so the good thing that I like about this one, though, that's a little bit bigger, is that if you're far away from a trash can and you're walking your dog and she poops or he poops, you know, you can put it in here until you get to a trash can. You can pull it out of there instead of holding it, because, you know, that can get annoying. So, you know, I like one of these. Also, if you're in like joggers or sweatpants, you can throw your cell phone in there, your keys, or other things like that. So these things are really cool to have. I like this one a lot. I like this one better than this for sure, and I definitely like it better than them hard plastic ones, because they just get heavy and they're kind of crappy. So there's that. Next thing I'm going to talk about is one thing that I think a lot of people, the dog just hit the camera. I think a lot of people don't really talk about this a lot, and that's getting your dog. Hey, get yourself a good pair of headphones too. These are the Anchor sound cores. Walks, long walks, runs, and stuff like that. Awesome. All right, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is your doggy water filtration kit. All right, and a doggy trauma kit. Now, a water filtration kit is just something, Storm, she's trying to get into her treats. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is your dog's water filtration kit. Alright, so if you're on adventures, you're out in the parks, you're out by the creeks and the water, or, you know, the rivers or anything like that, you're walking your dog, you're going out on adventures, you're doing things, you run out of water, like maybe you carried a couple of liters of water with you and you run out. Your dog's going to get thirsty and they're going to start drinking the water from the creek or wherever, and honestly, that's really not a good thing to do. You don't want to do that. So I know it's a dog. For me, I'm not going to let my dog drink that water. If they do drink it, it happens, whatever. I wouldn't freak out. But if you can prevent it from happening, then do so. So what I do, I have a couple different ways I'm going to show you here. This here is called the Grail Water Filtration, I guess, cup. What it does is basically you fill this up with water. Alright, right here, fill it up with water. Then you get this thing, and it's pretty badass, and you press it, alright, and it's going to filter that water, and then whatever's left in here, you're just going to dump in your dog's bowl, and they're going to drink it and be fine. Another method I have is just something like a survivor straw. You can use this as a straw, and you can basically, what you could do with this is you can fill up like something like this, okay, and then you can hook it to this and you can dump it into the dog's bowl or whatever. So those are a couple of different ways that I use to filter my dog's water if I'm out at the parks and stuff. One last thing that I'm going to talk about is your doggy trauma kit, your dog medical kit. So this is specifically for Storm. Now, in here I do have two different types of tourniquets. One is a soft T tourniquet, and one is a SAM tourniquet. Alright, both of these are pretty useless for animals, or at least a dog. A lot of times with dogs and injuries, and I have a lot of experience with dogs and injuries. My dog Angel was stabbed in his throat and was killed. So I do know a lot about dog injuries, and he had his ear ripped off before that. He's been in a lot of different injuries and situations, so I know how to deal with a lot of that stuff. So come on. So a lot of the things that you're going to need for dog injuries, it's not really tourniquets. It's if you want to carry a suture kit, that's great. I don't have one in here, but I am planning on getting a suture kit. But this, if you're going to use a tourniquet for a dog, the best one in my opinion is the SWAT T tourniquet, because you can wrap it around the dog's limb and you can make it as a splint, because a lot of times it's going to be with animals, it's going to be hurt paws, or broken legs and limbs and stuff like that. Now, if it's an attack from another animal, you may have some puncture wounds, and you may have some things like that. So for me, I'm going to carry a lot of gauze, different gauze. You're going to have some straws you're going to get. If it's a ripped ear or something, you're going to need to clean and stuff out. So there's that. I do, because I have a blue-nosed pit bull. It's a dog that people don't like a lot of times, and the threat is there. The threat is real. So I do carry chest seals for my dog in case somebody tries to shoot her or does shoot her. If that happens, I have these chest seals here. I do have ways to be able to stop the blood. There's compressed gauze in here. Learn how to wound pack. If it's a bullet that goes right in, I don't want to get too into it, but you should probably learn about this kind of thing. Obviously go right to the ER, but if it goes in and out and it's bleeding, you're going to wound pack. But if the bullet's in the dog and lodged in there, you want to get her to the ER immediately. Don't touch it, just kind of wrap it up, because if you start moving it, you can really do more damage. So you don't want to wound pack a bullet that's in the wound still. If it goes in and out, then you can stop that bleeding. The way you can do that is with a lot of gauze and a compressed bandage like this. You can use Israeli bandages. I have those in here. I have a ton of gauze. If you want, I can put a link below to my trauma kit video and stuff I carry in my personal trauma kit, which is a lot of that. But this stuff is for the dog is just basically a whole lot of gauze. Alright, and a splint, like something you can make a splint out of. So keep in mind, like I said, a lot of times with dog injuries, it's going to be paw injuries, nails, broken nails. So maybe carry something that stops blood, like a Celox and stuff like that. The tourniquet's is really not going to do a whole lot with a dog. So just learn the basic things like that. I'm just saying, you should have some kind of trauma medical kit for your animal. And it's a real basic setup, like I said. There's just a lot of gauze in there. You may have to put an ear back on, so I got some safety pins in there. You may have to safety pin bandages around or whatever, so that, scissors, and like I said, just a lot of gauze. So as far as gunshots go, like I said, or stab wounds, a hyphen Venet chest seal will probably work. Some people keep razors in their trauma kit. I don't have one in there now. I do plan on getting one. That's a good idea if you're doing that. Because sometimes you will have to shave around the area, especially if it's a gunshot wound or a stab wound, and these will work. If it's now keep in mind, like, I don't want people to freak out. Dogs can take enormous amounts of pain, like, I mean ridiculous amounts of pain. So a lot of times, unless your dog is like really like shot like several times, they're gonna live, or shot in the head and killed immediately. But so just try to stay calm in those situations. I wish I could tell you more about it, but unfortunately we'll have to save that for another video. But I don't want to freak people out or nothing. But if you have a pit bull, it's a very realistic situation I've already had dealt with before. That's why my dog is now tattooed on my arm. I think I told that story somewhere on YouTube before, but I could go over it real quick. He got out of the house. A guy jumped on him and stabbed him basically in the throat and killed him. He lost blood. Just like human beings, the main reason why dogs die in those cases is because they lose too much blood. If someone was there to wrap the neck and wound pack, he would have probably lived. So during the editing of this video, I found two things that I just wanted to go over real quick that you should also add. For pit bull dogs, a lot of times you're going to have to deal with these like rashes that will come underneath their chest and stuff like that. For those rashes, avoid the vet if you can and save some money. They're going to skin graft, they're going to do all kind of stuff. This here is called NUstock. It's really awesome for something like that. You just basically rub it on the dog and that rash will go away within a few days. That I can almost guarantee it. Obviously, you don't have to take my word for it, but I wouldn't tell you guys something that's going to steer you in the wrong direction. This will save you some money on vet trips. Another thing, for ticks, do not pull the tick off the dog. Don't use tweezers, don't do anything like that. use Vaseline. Vaseline will suffocate the tick. They'll let go. Sometimes it takes a while. It depends. But if you rip the tick off, a lot of times the head won't come off. Just like ripping a tick off a person. Vaseline will suffocate the tick. They won't be able to breathe, and they will let go. A lot of times they'll just fall right off. I've done it a million times. So Vaseline and NUstock, something you can invest in, and that's it. Enjoy the rest of the video. Right, Mama Dog? Mama Doggin'. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. And like I said before in some of my other videos, I'm not a professional dog trainer. These are just the things that I've learned along the way that helped me to get through. And like, I didn't want to get into like the stupid things like you already know about, like the kennel or like a dog bowl itself. I just thought to make little tricks to make it a lot easier, you know, like as far as that tape measuring thing goes, and like keeping the bowl dishes elevated, and like the travel dish and all those things that I just told you about, I think really helped me along the way, and Storm, and we just have a great time together. So anyways, like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and I'd like to hear for you guys in the comments. If you have anything that you would like to add, let me know. I'm all ears. As always, be respectful in the comments or you will be banned. The last video I did, the last 2 videos that have over 100,000 views, have some very ignorant and rude comments. Not everyone, most of the people are okay, but every now and again somebody wants to say something stupid. There was actually somebody the other day that actually made a threat towards all pit bulls. He said all pit bulls should be shot on sight. He was reported to YouTube for hate speech and violence and banned from my channel for life. You will have the same treatment, no exceptions. If you talk like you're gonna harm animals, you can please stay away from my channel. I don't want nothing to do with you. Don't come in these comments in this chat room and start arguing with people about pit bulls and blue nose pit bulls and all that. Nobody cares. We're all just trying to have fun, train our dogs, and we could call our dogs whatever the hell we want, really. So if you're gonna get mad at that, go ahead, like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys all later. I love you. Peace. One trick to keep your dog off the couch: tinfoil. They hate it. So if you want to keep your dog off the couch, just put tinfoil on there. Now, it's going to go in places where it's not as if I had tinfoil across the whole thing. Stay away from most dogs. I have never seen a dog jump on. You want up? Up! Up! Come on, Pop.